Now on Esoteric Cliffnotes, we have the Silva mind control method for getting help from the other side. Part 1, Developing the Contact. Chapter 1, What is the other side? Does the Silva method help us to contact the other side? No, because we are already in contact with the other side. Does it give us special privileges with the other side? No, because in the eyes of the other side is special. What then does the Silva method do? Simply stated, it helps us to use our natural contact with the other side effectively to make this a better world in which to live. The Silva method is a way of relaxing the body and the mind, and then using the slowed down brave wave frequency and the stepped up right brain activity to produce some positive result. The use of the right brain is the key, because the right brain is in touch with the rest of intelligence in the universe, the creative source. It creates. Where a problem exists, it creates a solution. Where abnormality exists, it creates normality. Where conflict exists, it creates harmony. The Silva method of mind control outperforms standard meditation. It is a proven way of using your mind to trigger more intelligence than you've ever tapped before. We can get into trouble emphasizing only one side of the brain, even the creative right side. With both halves working for us, we get help from the other side that we can use in an acceptable way on this side. When we strike a balance, we achieve results. Chapter 2. What help from the other side can mean to you. Only 10% of us think in a balanced way by using both hemispheres. The other 90% use their left hemispheres to near exclusion of their right. So then thinking is off center, eccentric. Eccentric thinking is without spiritual help. Centered thinking draws on spiritual help. Sidney decided to use a Silva technique known as the mirror of the mind. He relaxed his body and mind in the easy way he'd learned and visualized the problem in a blue-framed mirror. He saw himself doing this job well, but not being fulfilled by it. Then he changed the mirror's frame to a white one and visualized the goal he wished to reach. A broader range of activities and more satisfaction. The whole procedure took less than 3 minutes. In the days that followed, whenever Sidney felt empty at work, he immediately pictured that white-framed mirror and the solution image he had used. Within a week, one of his clients proposed that he undertake a new venture that involved introducing a new consumer product to his city. Sidney accepted and eventually attained a gross volume of sales well beyond the first-year target. More important, he also had greater energy, more job enjoyment, and a heightened zest for life. He had both hemispheres working for him. When he visualized his problem in the blue frame mirror and the solution in the white frame mirror, his mental computer was immediately connected to a larger computer that had input from many others and so could create a solution to his problem. Sidney got help from the other side. Expectation and belief were important factors for success. The higher your expectation and belief, the better your your batting average and getting help from the other side. Chapter 3, How to Contact the Other Side. Relaxation is as necessary to getting help from the other side as picking up the receiver and dialing is to making a phone call. Our mind's visualization and imagination cannot be ignored by the other side. The two sides are connected. In imagination, it helps you utilize the connector, the right hemisphere. Repeat to yourself every day. Every day I get healthier and wealthier. Every day I get better and better at what I am doing. Every day I am making this world a better place to live in. Just a note from the reader here. One of the phrases that are mentioned in the original book, which I'd recommend you actually start listening to before this one, is the author improves the phrase by saying every day in every way I'm getting better and better and better and better. So 3 times. I personally have improved this phrase to say every day I am better and better and better and better. That's just because if you're getting there, you're not there yet. But these tiny little adjustments, I recommend just tinkering with every phrase in this book. All right, on we go. Chapter 4, Improving Contact with the Other Side. Do the prescribed exercises conscientiously and completely before using the techniques. Don't jump the gun. A note from the reader here, I'm not going through all the exercises. I'm sure a quick Google search will give you them, and they're outlined in the first book for the most part with some small adjustments. But they're very similar also over like about a 20-day period. Okay. All right, moving on. During the second 5 days, your morning work gets easier, your noon relaxation gets more interesting, and your evening doing becomes more productive and practical. If you have a health problem, the alpha level can be a therapeutic state. It will give you techniques you can use while at this level to help yourself. 15 minutes at the alpha level 3 times a day can be your best medicine. Visualization and imagination are important for clairvoyance. Should you be prone to nightmares, and should one occur either during this training or afterward, when you awake in the morning and do your countdown at the alpha level, mentally say to yourself, I had this nightmare, I don't like it, I don't want to ever have it again, I will not ever have it again. You are in control. You can turn on wanted dreams and turn off unwanted dreams. Dreams deserve your attention, or we would not be able to remember them. They must have a purpose. If we assume that they have a purpose, as do precognitive dreams and problem-solving dreams, what could that purpose be? If a particular dream remains a question mark, count down from 50 to 1, deepen your relaxation with a visit to your favorite place of relaxation, and while there, muse about the dream. Play it back. Ask for the meaning of it. Your mind will respond. Possible answers will come. You could come up with a life-extending insight. As your abilities unfold in the days ahead, you will learn to give yourself permission to leave that old self-image prison. You must be willing to admit that you have access to power you have long underestimated. Think about saying yes. What could it be like to be smarter, even a genius? What could it be like to be able to use your mind to keep yourself well? What could it be like to have more abundance? What could it be like to be more connected to the Creator and to manifest more creativity? What could it be like to get help from the creative realm when you need it? Once you say yes, you can make it happen. Do you say yes to life? Get ready for some blessings as life says yes to you. Chapter 5, Helpful Hints about the Other Side. Using your counselors. You will not be using these counselors until further training is completed and you have developed contact with the other side. To do so, you will go to your alpha level. It will be a much shorter procedure then, and you will go to your peaceful place and invite one of your counselors to join you. You will then ask your counselor for the answer to your question. You will start thinking about the problem, and the answer you seek will come to your mind. Others have chosen Einstein, Buddha, Christopher Columbus, Jesus, Benjamin Franklin, and on and on. Female counselors have included Madame Curie, Carrie Nation, the Virgin Mary, and hundreds of others. Of course, friends, relatives, dead or alive, can be counselors too. There are 2 hurdles along the way. We will take care of them during your evening sessions. Both hurdles involve removing obstructions to full right brain functioning. We have accumulated these obstructions over the years. One set is stored in the body, and the other is stored in the mind. Your body remembers it is holding on to tension in some muscle, tissue, or organ. You will instruct various parts of your body to release unneeded negative emotions. I'll be giving you the exact words. Each of the 2 nights, you will visit different parts of your body where these tensions are most likely to be stored. Go to Alpha. Imagine that you are inside your right leg. There is a large muscle there. Say hello to your muscle lovingly, like it is the dear friend that it is. Then say authoritatively, release all tensions, ligament pressures, and unneeded negative emotions, and function in a normal, healthy manner. Next, visit your left leg, and so on. The next day, do the same as last night, but this time visit your heart, lungs, and liver, giving them each the same instructions. Then visit your intestines, kidneys, and reproductive area, giving them each the same instructions. What we create in the subjective realm with our imagination manifests itself in the physical realm as reality. Chapter 6: Getting Answers from the Other Side. When we are busy in this material world at the beta frequency, our brain does a remarkable thing. It zips into alpha every couple of seconds for a microsecond or so. A fraction of a second is enough time for flashes of insight, creativity, or intuition. But the big problem is that these creative flashes usually remain below the conscious level. Alpha permits our conscious mind to communicate with our subconscious even when we are in control of alpha. Children begin to predominantly function at beta 14 to 21 cycles per second when they reach about 14 years of age and go through puberty. Silva graduates are like children. Their brains put out alpha frequencies. They do not have to count backward to be intuitive because their thinking has become centered. Silva graduates automatically defocus their eyes and turn them slightly upward in solving problems. Even when the person is not solving problems, the left and right brain cooperate better. Don't assume that because this is your first try, only small improvements will occur in a day. You will then be asking for only limited improvements. Why not just let go and let God? Expect a miracle. One way to mentally see a day happening, as in visualizing the day ahead, is to have a clock in the picture. While working on hundreds of difficult cases, I have observed better results when I lower my head as in prayer. I wondered why this was so. I discovered that by lowering my head, I was aligning myself with the center of the source, with higher intelligence. People who develop a reputation for dependability seem to get help from the other side, regardless of whether they have registered tries. That is, attempted to solve problems by programming. Subjective approaches make matters better. At the subjective level, communication avoids confrontation. Instead, it exploits oneness. It does not focus on who is right, it focuses on what is right. And that's in terms of subjectively talking to folks in your life. In this case, to resolve conflict, either active or passive. Picture the person with whom you have a problem. Express love or fondness for the person. Identify your mutual problem. Explain your mutual solution, what is right for the both of you. Feel a closeness to the person as you end your session. Part 2. Using the contact. Chapter 7. What to do before you ask for help. Should you catch yourself using negative words, all is not lost. You can erase them from your computer before they are stored as programming by quickly saying cancel, cancel. Then replace what you just said with a positive phrase. We believe that a coincidence can be the mechanism through which higher intelligence helps us. When we ask for help in a creative manner to solve problems in the creative process of our lives, we are calling on God. The Silva Method is a creative way of asking for the help we need and establishing that essential contact with the other side. When you go to your relaxed alpha level, the way you did in your recent morning exercises, only this time, when you say 5, you will see a door with a big numeral 5 on it, and you will mentally open it. When you count 4, you will see another door with a numeral 4 on it, and you'll again open it. You will continue your countdown until you have seen 5 doors and open them. Then all open onto one big garden plot. Nothing is growing in it yet. A large sign identifies this garden plot as my personal creativity. What seeds do you wish to plant? What do you want to create? Standing in the center of the garden, scatter the seeds around you, then return to the side to watch. See whatever you planted start emerging from the soil. Now make 5 affirmations about what you have created. 1. What I create is needed. 2. I create in the quantity needed. 3. I am endowed with creativity. 4. I know how to create. And 5. What I create is of universal value. Put down somebody and you put down yourself. Because you are connected to that person. Raise them up and you raise yourself up. Chapter 8. How to get help solving people problems. The other side loves you. It loves you so much that it has respected your desire to go it alone. Now it welcomes you back. You and the other side were meant to be a team. That intention has now been realized, but that does not mean that your problems are now over. It does mean, however, that now every problem that arises in your life can be solved quickly and easily. You and the other side are an unbeatable team. Subjective communication travels on the other side. In fact, on the other side, it has no distance to travel. Its realm is where there is no space and where we are all joined together. The route it takes is something like this: the sender's conscious mind to the sender's superconscious mind, to the receiver's superconscious mind, to the receiver's conscious mind. Remember 2 rules. Communicate lovingly. Be in favor not of who is right, but what is right. The weaker the feeling of separation on this side, the better. When you feel oneness, you start from a more advanced place. You are more successful. Any meditation at Alpha, conducted on a regular basis, enriches the mind, illuminates consciousness, stimulates creativity, heightens the knowledge of what is right, and integrates the earthbound self with the higher self. We have found that the best time to program another person is at night. What time of night? Your right brain knows via the larger computer that is the higher self located on the other side. So leave it up to your right brain to decide that best time. And the author says you can do this by programming your brain to tell you and wake you up at that perfect time at night. Before going to bed, fill a glass with water. Close your eyes, turn them slightly upward, and drink half the glass of water. While drinking the water, mentally say to yourself, "This is all I need to do to solve the problem I have in mind." Put the glass on your night table, cover it, go to bed, and go to sleep. In the morning, immediately upon rising, repeat this procedure and drink the rest of the water. One of Hermes' teachings, having to do with reaching goals or attaining solutions, was to hold a glass of wine in one's hand and mentally picture the goal or solution in the wine. Then, as one drank, the wine would carry that goal or solution to every cell of the body and brain. Some scientists believe that what Hermes believed, the wine becomes programmed to serve as a reminder to the right brain to keep searching for the necessary problem-solving information, awake or asleep. Chapter 9. Help from the other side for health problems. We all have a gland that controls other glands and systems, the thymus gland. We have found that by gently stimulating the thymus gland, we can feel better. It is located below the front of your neck. Use your forefinger to trace the soft tissue of your neck down to where the hard chest bone begins. 1 inch further down is the thymus. Merely thumping on it with your middle finger may do the job. A note from the reader here. This is very familiar to anybody that follows the Tao. Smiling is like the tail that wags the dog. For years, I've been advocating this means of making positive changes in the body. Now, psychologists report that when you put a smile on your face, inner responses do indeed give you something to smile about. The physical world has hypnotized us into thinking it is real, when it is actually an illusion with a different reality behind the illusion. Chapter 10. Help from the other side for business success. What about competition? It appears to me that the one who deserves it the most will succeed. The one who deserves it the most is the one who has the best record of correcting problems rather than causing them, and of helping to make this a better world. The mirror of the mind reduces the 3-picture method of programming to 2 pictures, but adds a new feature. This feature is an imaginary mirror. When you go to your alpha level and picture this mirror, you can make it as small or as large as you want so that it can encompass a person or persons, a small scene or a large scene. This mirror has a frame around it that can change color, from dark blue to brilliant white. The blue frame mirror is used to identify the problem. The white framed mirror is used to see the problem solved or the goal reached. You do not want to program for the problem to be solved in a particular way. All you want is a solution. At night before going to sleep, program yourself to awaken automatically at the ideal time to program. Stay at your level and go to sleep. When you have had an experience functioning at alpha consciously while you are mentally and physically relaxed, then you will also increase your ability to function correctly during the day when your brain is primarily at beta. When you widen your circle of compassion and consider yourself and others in the business world as one big family, your business life becomes less of a dog-eat-dog race, if you'll allow me a mixed metaphor. Chapter 11, Help from the Other Side for Life's More Difficult Problems. There are 3 steps needed to dissipate fears and phobias. Admit it, understand it, reprogram it. Okay. Graduates get in the habit of going to the alpha level daily. Just being at the alpha level attunes them to the creative source. This means that they're more likely to do what comes naturally. At the first sign of any physical imbalance, we advocate going to the alpha level 3 times a day for 15 minutes each time. Chapter 12, Your Ongoing Partnership with the Other Side. Om is called the universal mantra not only because it is the most commonly used mantra, but also because it is believed to be the closest to the human vocal cords can come to imitating the sounds of the universe, if the universe made a sound. Jesus said, "Seek the kingdom first, function within God's righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you." Nothing in this book dismisses prayer. In fact, this book calls for your life to be one continuous prayer. Eternal, infinite, omniscient, omnipotent. Yes, we resemble our Creator. We are divine. Claim your divinity. Follow your guidance. Make decisions and act. You have an invisible means of support. The other side and this side are on the same side.